Okay, let's get back on this. Where to start? We've got her and the captain dude. Well, the naval captain, right? I think she's the pirate captain. Who cares about whether or not there were actually women pirate captains? We're gonna say there were. And actually, I think there was one. And I'm blanking on her name. But, meaning, like, one that I know of. I'm sure there were others. But you had to be pretty ruthless and badass to be a woman captain. Back in those days. Anyway. We've got her and the naval captain fairly well painted out. So oh my god, let me tell you, I cannot wait for the new iPad to come out, whenever that is, supposedly sometime this month. Nothing guaranteed, but supposedly, because my iPad is getting just a little wonky, a little more wonky with every day. To be fair, I push it pretty hard. Still, that's what they're built for, right? One would think. Sariana, what's up, dude? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I did a little bit of work on it off stream, so I would love it if the touch function would work on my iPad. There. Yeah, so I did a little bit more work on her. I still need to, it's so hard when you get into like such a small area with the eyes. It doesn't look like she's looking at him, and she needs to be looking at him. So she needs to drop her eyes more, but I'm not gonna nitpick that just yet. Yeah, I mean, what's up, Ermacard? It is more or less all valued in, but now it's like getting the details in there. So there, you know, there's a good amount, and it kind of depends on how detailed I want to go on the whole thing. I swear the touch function is getting worse and worse on my iPad, and it is so frustrating. Yeah, it's I just keep seeing it, and so I'm just like, no, I gotta. And of course, as soon as I say something, I'm like, ah, okay, let's fix it. And it might involve just having to use a smaller brush. We'll see. Oh, but not on the giantest size. And it is so subtle, and we deal with this a lot at work, where, you know, just the slightest movement and then they're looking somewhere else, and it just gets, I mean, we'll just like go through round after round of these little revisions with art directors, sometimes just trying to get those damn eye lines to read properly. Oh man. What's up, Sam? How's it going? By the way, Sam, anytime I've been painting this pirate girl, the nose ring makes me think of you. The nose ring and the big mane of hair. I don't know if you're like a knife-wielding badass or not, but, you know, maybe you are. I don't know. Yes, I was thinking of that. Exactly. Okay, autumn's here, everyone. Yo, Shadow Walk, what's up? I know, who would have thunk that? Oh my god, okay. Sorry for being so finicky on those eyes, but it was bugging me that it felt like she really wasn't looking at him. That feels better. And it was so subtle. So subtle. But it feels better. And today was one of those days at work where it started out so well, and then I feel like I just finished weak. And I hate those days at work. Whatever, tomorrow's another day. But that's some scotch. Some Lagavulin 8-year. It's fun. What I like about the 8-year is that it is so clear. Like compared to the 16-year, which has a lot more oak color in it. Every now and then, you know, I have my off. And it wasn't an off day necessarily. It's that I decided to forego my usual process and do something different that just didn't work out. And that happens, you know. And that's okay. I wouldn't have done it if we didn't have the time cushion, right? Like if we had to just fucking be hitting it 100% on everything, I would have just been like, no, I'm gonna do it the way that I'm comfortable doing it. But I didn't. It didn't work out. Oh well. I want to refine some of the stuff right around her, you know, and basically like give us a kind of looking at a focal area really right around there, and then I'll kind of loosen up on things as I move out from there. So for now, let's bit more. So some of this is just going to be like cleaning things up a little bit, right? Finessing some of the silhouettes. Our little rail-mounted cannon. I forget. These had a specific name, and I'm blanking on it right now. Oh, really? Sam, were you a pirate in another life? Cool, that's fair. You're a pirate in this life. Anyone in here, if y'all don't already follow Archer Kell and Sariana and Sariana, sorry, and Sam Gushu, go follow them. Do it. Do it. Do it now. They're all fantastic artists. One thing I've been, well, I can't say I've been neglecting it. It's mostly I hadn't gotten that far yet. But one of the things to really consider when working monochrome, especially if that monochrome is an actual color and not just grayscale, is that within that we can still play with saturation, right? And that, like, we can get away with a lot of shit that way, which is cool. Like, we can get a lot more information in there, just like desatting and resatting colors, right? Without having to like change the colors. Yeah, Sam, I think like I'm still trying to decide how I want to approach it on the digital side. At some point, I want to do an actual oil painting of this. So that's kind of what this is for. But of course, the oil painting would end up being looser. Like even at an 18 by 24 inch, like there's no way I'd be able to get that kind of detail in the face, I don't think, unless I wanted to really get in there with a tiny brush, and I don't really like painting that way in oils. So, you know, it'll have a different look, but if I develop this as like a digital comp for an oil painting, I like to give myself more information in the digital piece so I can edit in the oils. So in terms of the color on the digital side, I'm still deciding. What I'll probably do is first throw a color layer on top of this and almost treat it like I'm glazing in colors, right? And then I'll basically do a flattened version on top, and I'll actually paint in more like color modulation, right? But knowing that I want this to be at like a golden hour, you know, sunset kind of a time of day, so it's all going to be skewed heavily yellows and oranges, right? So, yeah, that is one thing to kind of keep in mind with it. So here I'm bringing in some more desaturated tones, treating this like I would basically like a grisaille underpainting, right? So that's why I'm kind of keeping this all monochrome for now. You know, it's not like it's a better process or anything, but it's a fun process, so I'm just kind of running with it. With digital, like, we don't need to work this way, but I do enjoy doing this digitally because it you know, forces us to really consider the value grouping and all that stuff. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, if you use a color layer to add color, like it definitely has to be almost like the first part of the finishing process. You can't just do it in color because it does kind of weird thing. Like it does weird things, you know, as you're working. It's not perfect. So I tend to do I'll do a color layer just to lay in a little bit of local color, and I usually use it just to skew things a little bit. I'm very careful with it. I don't like to go nuts and saturate the hell out of things. So, but then I always have at least one layer on top where I am painting opaque, you know, to really make sure I can fine tune in the way that I want. You know, you definitely can't use like a color layer as a finishing sort of thing. I gotta remember to keep reminding myself the light is coming from like back over our right shoulder as the viewer. So let's let's make sure our ellipses are on, because right now they are not. This one looks good, but back here does not. Check those ellipses, my friends. Check those ellipses. You should feel attacked, Autumn. Alright. Get in here. Sometimes you just... I don't like to zoom in all that much, but sometimes it's like, look, there's no point struggling trying to fix these little tiny things when you can zoom in and fix them much quicker. So, how's everybody's Thursday? Did y'all have good days? Despite my lackluster finish at work, I still had a good day today. Yes, this is one of those weeks where even though it hasn't been like a hard week, I'm very, very happy for Friday. Very happy. Happy Friday Eve. How's it going, Dazzle Pants? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. That's working out better. Yeah. Oh, since what age I started drawing? Since I was old enough to pick up a drawing utensil, whatever that was. Couldn't even tell you what my first one was. Probably either a marker or a crayon. But not like a cool Copic marker, like a shitty Crayola marker, you know. Whatever you got at like Toys R Us. back in the day. Yeah, it always baffles me when, you know, you have the people that like were drawing their whole life and then at some point they just kind of stopped and they're getting back into it now, you know? I'm just like, what? I don't understand. Like, why would you stop? If you enjoyed doing it, why would you stop? Oh, I gotta remember her shadow will be cast on this a bit. Let's consider that. Yeah, they've been including me in more like, you know, top end meetings at work, like with the creative directors and AEs and stuff. So doing those twice a week now. I don't like talking to people. That's not true. It's fine, but after a while, I'm like, oh, okay, can I go draw now? Thanks. You know, because half of the meeting has nothing to do with me. But, I mean, it's good to, like, keep up on all the craziness that's going on, but, you know. Not my favorite. That's fair, Shadowwalk. That I don't have kids, so there's that. Aw, Autumn, thanks for that gifted sub to Sam. Sam, enjoy your sub. Enjoy your emotes. It's these stupid little things that I feel like I should not be having to go back and correct, but I need to. Especially any of this stuff that's like actually really creating a silhouette, you know? Like, I actually need to make sure that that has a nice read on it. Yeah. That's fair, Cherry Princess. I've never really had to battle with that kind of thing, so I have no idea what that's like. Having heard many people describe it and stuff, I can imagine that it's not a fun struggle at times. I mean, because for me, like, taking a break from art is like, oh, I'm not gonna draw today. That's about, I mean, there are times that I've gone longer than that without drawing, but not often. These days, the only times I go like more than maybe 2 days without drawing is when I'm on vacation, and even then I'm still making a point to get some drawing in. That clamp just does not look right, and it is pissing me off. One, it's way too heavy. It should not be that thick. It looks like a damn cartoon. So, clamp. Let's get everything else working, and then we'll figure out that damn thing. Well, Shadowwalk, I'm glad you've been drawing a lot. And you've been doing good stuff. But, not gonna lie, did have did end up breaking up with a couple people in art school because they tried to make me spend less time doing art and more time hanging out with them. I was like, nope, paying way too much to go to this school. Can't do that. And then I was like, and you go to this school too. Like, what the hell? You should be spending just as much time on this stuff as I do. You know, originally I was thinking this thing was gonna be like a ring, like maybe welded on, but I don't know, I might... We could go more decorative with it. You know? Yeah, and it's also different when you actually live together too. So you still get to, you know, see each other. Thanks, Ariana. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Appreciate it. All right, let's I don't mind. No, let's get rid of that actually. I was gonna say I don't mind if it kind of bulges a bit, but I'm not gonna do that. Alright, smooth this out, give ourselves something clean to start from. And then I'm thinking, first of all, let's give this a little more variation. Bring out that metalness. A bit more. And then what I'll do is I'll indicate some little kind of etchings and that kind of stuff in the metal. Give it a little more, a little more flair design. But I wanted to have some bit of texture and not be like perfectly smooth, you know. Cool. Cool. Oh, man. All right. So this thing can be heavier down on the bottom, right? Because it would need to be to support the weight. But then let's again make sure that our ellipses look okay. I think that'll be okay. I think. But then it doesn't need to be so heavy in the arm, especially if it's like a solid metal kind of clamp, right? Because those arms would be supporting the downward pressure, and it would need to be heavier down at the bottom here. Hey, thanks, Art of Jim. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on the hand, but I might be. We'll see. Like I don't think it's like distracting me or anything like that. So I might be okay with it. So like I said, maybe play around with some kind of like etching sort of things going on here. Right, give it a little bit of decorative flair. Thank you, Sam. I'm using a power mirror. So, yeah, I mean, it works great. I use the USB connection on it. They have a Wi-Fi option, but I feel like the resolution isn't quite as good. Even though I think supposedly even the Wi-Fi will also do 1080p, but I just don't think it looks as good over Wi-Fi. But I've had good results with A Power. I think it, I don't know, does a good job. It's pretty stable. It's not a free app, so you do have to purchase. I think they have a free version, but not. I think it'll only do 720 or something like that in the free version. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it's subscription based. I think it's a one-time purchase. If it is subscription based, it might be an annual thing, and I don't think it's that bad. But I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's a single time, a one-time purchase. Pretty sure. All right, that's looking good. Cool. Lifetime purchase. Thanks, our Frosty. Did I test the line thing? What line thing? Was I gonna test a line thing? Oh. Okay, so. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked on shit. I don't like the tangent that's kind of happening. And I think it has to do with the fact that this robe, I don't mind that it's the same value because I know in the end the color is going to be different, right? He's going to have the gold tassels and the robe will be not much different than what you're seeing here. But the fact that it is basically the same size as that. So we need to get more rope in here, right? To make that size difference better. And because of the distance, it's almost the same. Shit. I think we better bulk up that rope so it's not like identical to what's happening in his shoulder pad deal. That's fine. It's part of the process, right? Oh, that line thing. We could probably test that real quick. But I tend to work with black. Let's see, are those showing up? I can't tell. No, I don't think so. Not really. I'm looking on the... No. I can see these marks, but... Let's see, okay, so you can see those. Interesting. Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't do well in that lighter range. Like you can barely see, like the mark starts here right? So that's where that mark starts. So, I mean, the jury's still out on that one, Autumn. You might be, but you're not crazy about this. All right. What is it that? It could also just be what's bugging me is the lines. I think I'll have to kind of paint into him and then paint back out. The downside of working on one layer, but at the same time, I like the color mixing that happens working on one layer, so that's what I'm doing. But let's definitely make this a much heavier rope. Right. Because on those ships, man, those ropes were insane. How, like, crazy big those things were. Thank God for square brushes, right? Has anyone read any good books lately? I'm actually reading the early books by Sarah Maas, her Throne of Glass series. Just because I was curious, you know, like, I like her Court of Thorns and Roses and her Crescent City stuff, and I was just kind of curious about her earlier stuff. It's not as good, but it's nice to see that she made clear progress as she went. Though, now reading 3 different series, she definitely has a story that she likes to tell in different ways. But it's still fun. I still enjoy it. Seems to work much better, starting with a dark base. So let's just give ourselves that. Yeah, I haven't read this series, Art Frosty, but I do love the show. And Shadow Walk, that's a great series. I might recommend waiting till the 3rd book is actually out. Yeah, see, just like Autumn said. Because, I mean, I read the first book back in 2009, I think. Maybe 2010. I'm not sure how long it had been out. And then I had to wait for the 2nd book, which I think came out. When did the 2nd book come out? Was it 2012 or something like that? Was it 14? I can't remember. I'm trying to think of where I was living when it came out. And I thought I was living over on Prospect, like before I moved to Hollywood. But that might have been... No, that was when book 5 of Game of Thrones came out. Oh, it was 2011. Okay, cool. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy either, Autumn. We're both not crazy. Yeah, so 2011 is when book 2 came out, Shadow Walk. Just to give you an idea. We've been waiting for book 3 for 10 years. So, I don't know. Maybe wait for that book to come out. Is that working on? Rope. But at the same time, like, it's really good, and I don't want to say, oh, don't read it, especially if you're about to start it. Like, just be warned. Nobody knows when the 3rd book is coming out. I mean, I haven't even checked to see if they have an actual date yet or not. Though I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, oh, I should look and see if they have any news on the King Killer books yet. Or book. Right? That's my only... That's kind of my... He's a fantastic writer. He's a great storyteller, and you know, love the series. But at the same time, I'm just like, dude, have you heard of being a professional? You know, like, if you release 2 books and they are that wildly popular, I don't know, maybe treat it as though it's actually your primary source of income, because it is, and get that shit done. And at first, like, he was very transparent and had all these reasons. I was like, oh, okay, I get it, that makes sense. But 10 years, really? I don't know, dude. That's just, to me, that's a little unpro in my eyes. No, Shadow Walk, luckily, he is an absolute perfectionist. And it's the reason that the book isn't out. And because he... I mean, one, the fact that he's sticking to it being a trilogy is... I thought that was super bold of him, and I applaud him for doing that. Because I feel like that story could have easily just blown up on him. And so I applaud him for sticking to a trilogy, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, do you know how many books he could have written in this time? So, but he won't release it until he feels that it's at the quality level that he wants it to be, you know. And both books 1 and 2 are fantastic. So, you know, I'm gonna... I'm so hesitant to do this, but at the same time, I'm just like... ambient occlusion. How can I not? Just to lend a little more volume to the rope. Shadow Walk, I have not. What has she read or written? Sorry. All right, let's. So I don't know if people have looked into the projected specs for the iPad 2021, which, and you know, all those leaks, like, they tend to be pretty accurate. They're usually based on, you know, some actual designs that either get leaked on purpose or accidentally, or the public patents that people can dig up, right? People that have way too much time on their hands. But at the same time, I don't mind it when it comes to tech stuff, right? Because Apple is, of course, so closed-mouthed about everything. They want people to keep buying their products, and if they, you know, like, hype up a product that's coming out in, you know, 4 months or something, then people are going to stop buying their products until the new one comes out. So I get why they do it, but it's annoying as shit. Anyway, the new Seven Waters series. Huh. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check it out, because Sarah Moss does a lot of stuff around the Fae, usually pretty rooted in a lot of those kind of British folklore sort of things. I mean, in a way, just in terms of like the different seasonal courts and all that kind of stuff, right? Which is cool. I like that stuff. It like takes me back to being a kid and getting the crap scared out of me by the Banshee and Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And I loved it every time. Anyway, the new iPad, supposedly iPad Pro, they're saying it might have some version of the M1 chips, the new M1 chips that Apple has in the MacBook Pro. So it might... Some people are saying, oh no, it'll be like the A14 chip, like in the iPhone 12, but other things are pointing to a good probability of that new M1 chip, which would be fucking amazing. That would be a game changer for Procreate. That would give it so much more power. And it would just be fucking awesome. Paradox, you and your puns. Not seasonal quartz. Seasonal quartz. You're gonna make us all enunciate with absolute precision. At some point, I'm probably gonna get a bit of like blood dripping, having dripped on the floor stuff. We'll see. That's so one of the things I'm trying to do as I'm going through this is I want to start to get rid of like anything that would be line work, right? I don't want outlines on things because that takes it away from being. I don't want to say it takes away from being a painting because that's not true. Leyendecker got away with it. I mean, everyone in the golden age of illustration got away with it, but they are not the same word. Paradox, how dare you? Yeah, but I'm an illustrator too. This isn't fine art, even if it does have piratey sand in it. I do want a bit more texture, right? She's looking, I mean, whatever, I can do this stuff afterward too, after I get everything in, right? Her shirt's looking a little clean. If she's slashing up people, that knife needs some blood on it. Let's do that now, just while we're thinking about it, because, you know, little things sometimes fall by the wayside. And as we all know, little things become the big things. She's a pirate. She doesn't have a cell phone. Can't text her. She's like golden age of piracy pirate, not like, you know, modern day hanging out off the coast of Jamaica and Cuba pirate. Or off the, you know, coast of Somalia or wherever. Wherever all them pirates hang out these days. They're actually kind of everywhere, realistically. So, like I said, outlines, don't want them. And yet, by the way, Nightbot is just like kind of shit in the bed. Oh dude, I didn't even see Jay-Z. He snuck in there and got all rope happy. What's up, Jay-Z? since Nightbot isn't doing his job. All the links, my friends, anyone, my socials, and whatever else. You can join the Discord from there. You know, all the things, all the stuff. Get some smeary goodness. Smudge Tool, Smudge Tool. You're just gonna keep going, aren't you? I'm just gonna have to put up with it. That's okay. Alright. And as Jay-Z said, more ropes. I'm trying to read my own scribbles here. These are the, you know, the things that come out of the wall that you wrap the rope around. I don't know what they're called. It sure is, my friend. Debating how big I want these to be. All right, rope, rope. I'll probably bounce off the rope for a bit. And over to those dudes on the left just to give myself a little break from thinking about rope. But not just yet. Not just yet, because it's gotta happen at some point. But luckily we've got 3 more dudes after those 2, and so we still got fun stuff to make. Including a pile of rope. So much rope. Why did ships have so much rope? It is pretty crazy when you look at them and really look at how they're built and see how little metal there was. Like, all things considered. I mean, it's even crazier now how much metal is on, like, the big destroyers and stuff now. I'm like, how do those things even float? How does metal float, right? Similarly, how does metal fly? Shit's crazy. Yes, all the rope. polished. I've been avoiding using the term polished wood on this, but I don't know how else to say it. And we are not a family-friendly stream anyway, so whatever. I know, and they've got all those crazy compartments to, you know, help with that. It's still weird. I mean, I get it, right? It's like if you trap water in a jar and toss it into the, or air in a jar and toss it into the water, it floats because exactly what you said. Same principle. It's just weird because on those ships there is a lot of metal. Science. I'm liking some of these lost edges. That's fun. Smudge Tool is great for getting rid of line work, by the way. The only thing is, though, we do want lines on the planks, right? The planks of the making up the railing. We want those. I'm gonna have to probably look up some reference to see exactly how they treated some of these walls, you know, some of the railings, because I'm not entirely sure like how long the boards were and how they were, if they were nailed together or fastened together in some other way. So I'll have to, luckily I have very good reference for that. I just don't feel like opening it up right now. So we just won't worry about those details just yet. I do want, because we've got this, right, this larger rope here. Which is cool. And we'll dig into that one at some point. Again, we found it's easier to start with a darker base and then bring in the lighter color. So we'll just keep doing that. But I'm debating if I want to put kind of want to put another larger not larger, but another rope like up here in the foreground. Because I feel like we need another one or two foreground elements, you know. I mean, we'll see, because we'll get some darker stuff happening over here. That'll help pop some stuff forward. Like, I mean, I feel like we could totally cheat like a rope up here in the foreground too. That would be kind of cool. And graphically, I feel like that would be pretty rad. And gives us a little more kind of sense of depth. So I'd have to probably make it a pretty good sized rope to really have it up close to us. And I like that. Yo, what's up, Martest? How's it going? We're trying to make compositional decisions here. Hello. Oh, because I did those. I should have considered that. We're gonna put these on another layer for now, because I'm not entirely sure if I want to keep them or not. So, and also because if I just toss them in, I need to finesse their shape. Obviously, I don't want to have to fucking just repaint everything. Okay, that's not smart working. So I do like the thought of another one closer up there, and then I feel like it would. I mean, we could get away with all kinds of shit. Because, I mean, ships just had ropes everywhere. That's what they did. They roped stuff. So. End up with some tangents, so we'll have to address those at some point. But we can get a nice chonky rope up front. And we can just, you know, keep that on a separate layer for now, and just decide how we decide if we like that, you know. You can always get rid of it or move it or do whatever. It don't matter. No, Autumn doesn't stream on Thursdays. We only stream the same day on Mondays. I'm okay with that, R Frosty. I like Treasure Island. do quick indication and stuff here. These are just placeholders. Although it's funny, I did reread Treasure Island not too long ago. It's, you know, it's one of those where I'm like, man, I wish this was like not a young adult book. Because, you know, after Black Sails, I'm like, wait a second. I would not have gone down like that. Treasure Island. Although supposedly Robert Louis Stevenson actually sailed with some pirates for a little while. It's one of the reasons Treasure Island became such a hit. Like supposedly there were some antics in there that were fairly accurate. Other than the speech, they did not all speak like that. He did. That was one thing that he did stylize the hell out of that. And then what we can do if we want is we can just, you know, we're totally gonna, for the digital thing, we're totally gonna have to blur that because, you know, rack focus, you got to, right? We won't actually do it right now, but it's just fun to see it. All of a sudden it's like cinema. But for now, but that rope would be catching. So here's the thing, if I'm gonna do this, gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. And that rope would be catching the light. It would absolutely be catching the light. So we've got to give it some light. The birthday is... When is my birthday? What day is it today? I mean, I know what date my birthday is. I'm just losing track. I'm like, wait, it's not next week. It's the week after next. My birthday's on the 16th, but I'll be streaming that Monday, so... which is the 15th. So I'll be streaming the day before my birthday. I have no idea if I'll do anything special or not, because, you know, I love doing art, and it seems like a really good thing to do for my birthday. Drawing and painting, right? Alright, let's stop messing with this hypothetical rope. It's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to put it in, I need to see how it's going to affect the composition, right? And it makes a big difference as to whether it's light or dark. So I didn't have a choice. Gonna do it right. Is that alpha locked? Yes, good. Let's a little bit of, actually we can do it this way. Yay, grainy fiber brush. Cool. Alright, I can dig it. Let's onward and upward, my friends. Let's focus on our two dudes over here. I never read Swiss Family Robinson. Did I? I feel like maybe I read that when I was young. But I don't remember. Either that or I've only seen the awful movie from like the 70s or whenever that was made. Alright, the sail. Even if it was like a white canvas, which it doesn't have to be. It could be like a linen, right? Like meaning that color of like a raw linen, which is almost like a 30-40% gray, right? So it doesn't have to be a white canvas. And obviously I don't want it to be as bright as the sky, even though in this particular case it could be if it was a white canvas, because it would be catching sunlight directly and the sky back there would be darker, but we don't want to do that. But I don't necessarily want it to be really dark either. So, like the dark marks I literally just put down are too dark. That's why I'm like, okay, let's rethink this. Because, like, I mean, this canvas is heavy, right? The canvas for those sails was like, that's why it took multiple people to bring in the sails. Because those things were huge and weighed a lot. So yeah, probably all right, I am going to pull up some reference because the detail on these sails is gonna matter. Because I think, I don't remember how there's a rope that would travel along the bottom and the sides of these things, and I don't remember if the sail is wrapped around that rope or if they are, if the rope is like tied to the bottom. Luckily, I have more or less all my reference in one place. It's just a matter of finding the right image. Okay, yeah, so that rope, I don't even know how that was. Oh, that's crazy. Huh. How did they secure that? Couldn't even tell you how they secured it. They were clever bastards, though. Can tell you that much. Alright, so there was just full-on rope traveling along there. More rope! Damn it, Jay-Z, you better be happy. So there was literally a rope on the bottom of this. But that's cool. From a visual standpoint, it gives us, you know, some nice, more interesting things to look at. Right? That's a good thing. And then we had another one traveling down that side. And then we had this crazy contraption, not a contraption, it's just like a metal eye that the rope wrapped around, and then another piece of rope there. Fun. Cool. Cool. We're getting our rope practice in for the year. That's okay. As Harvey Dunn would say, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but if you have a few accurate details, your viewers will forgive almost anything else. Right? And so I have no idea if there's some like ship expert that were to look at this, would they instantly be like, whoa, dude, look at some reference, you know? Or would they be like, you know, that looks like a British schooner from 1715. Very well done. That is true. Or if they did pile rope, it would have been under some kind of a net or a tarp so that it wouldn't go all over the place. It's not too late to add a tarp or something over that stuff on the floor. It would certainly keep me from having to render it. I would like a new iPad now, please. Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, if you know, if that was all the pirates could, you know, commandeer, hey, they would take whatever they could get. That. I mean, I at least do my best to, you know, look at, like, pull reference and look at ships and stuff, and then sort of pick a section of it that I think, you know, where I want to maybe have the scene happen. Now, you know, it's tricky when I'm not like working from the same angle, right? So then I have to kind of just look at it and analyze the scene and see if I can get it to work. But I'd rather do that than, like, have someone look at it and then know what image I was using as reference, right? Because that's not a good way to go. That's not a good look. So instead, we do our best. I would love to, you know, take a tour on one of those cool replica pirate ships and just take a shit ton of pictures from, like, every damn angle. That would be the ideal way. But the downside of that, of course, is that then you only have that one ship, right? When in reality, they varied quite a bit. Every ship was pretty unique in one way or another. Its thing properly. Seems like such silly shit to spend my time on, but it's gotta be done at some point, and I want it to read right, so we're doing it. Word. Word. A schooner is a sailboat, stupid. You know what? There is no Easter Bunny. Over there is just a guy in a suit. Smudge Tool, chisel back in, give that rope a nice fun silhouette. Details. I really have to just keep aware that it's like, hey, I can go more painterly. But sometimes what I do is I'll detail everything out and then I'll go back in and make stuff more painterly as I decide like, oh hey, over here, let's loosen up a bit. It doesn't need to be that rendered out right on the fucking edge of the painting, right? It's always good to give yourself some room and not render out to the edges. Keep those edges loose. Get away with a lot that way. Word. All right, let's paint these dudes. Oh. After I stretch. Oh. I did extra push-ups last night, making up for all the pizza I ate on Monday, and man, I'm feeling them. But that's okay, it's not a bad thing. All right, this dude. I think I'll give him a lighter bandana, right? Just so that we can kind of keep some separation there between our sail up front. We can give him some darker hair. And some kind of big chops. Right. Brush around. It's weird. Feels like it's changing colors a bit, but I'm not on my color shifting brush. So these guys don't need a whole lot. They kind of just need some little like sharpening of a few details. And then some highlights and stuff. But they really don't need much. Because I don't want them to be as tightly painted as she is, right? Especially because, again, they're on the edges. We don't want to paint up and render our edges of the painting. Edges of form, yes. Edges of paintings, no. Kind of want to have him like getting all excited, fighting his. But of course, he can't have teeth that way. Don't be silly. And with all the sun that he probably gets, we got to give him a little more of a ruddy complexion, right? Give us something for that, for those highlights to glint off of. Trusty Smudge Tool helps us finesse these edges. Get our hair doing hair things. Always a good idea to give hair some dimension, right? And it can be subtle. It can be very subtle, actually. You know, I didn't do much on hers, but I did enough to give it some depth, you know? I didn't want to go too crazy because I still wanted it to kind of frame her in a fun way. So I didn't want a lot of detail on that, but, you know, wanted some. Have more of a bulb on his nose. Really? Really? Swear, sometimes I just want to punch my iPad in the... I'm like just being really patient, holding out for the new one and really hoping that everyone is right as far as when it's coming out, because so I use the touch to color pick, right? And then obviously pinch to zoom. And my touch has been going out more and more, except toward the edges of the screen. So which sucks if I want to color pick, because I'm like, then I either have to look to see if the same tone is somewhere toward the edge, or I have to move it to the edge to color pick, and it is so fucking frustrating. Or I will go to zoom out or zoom in, and it'll only register one finger, right? The one that's closer to the edge of the screen, and the other one, it won't register. So then the finger that's closer to the edge of the screen will do a mark instead of zooming. And it's like, dick punch my iPad a whole bunch. So no matter what, I am getting a new one. I'm just hoping it is sooner rather than later. Yeah. He's fun. I like him. Some kind of a leather something or other. I might make that a little more of a wrap, like a leather band, just kind of wrapped around multiple times, maybe. Should he have a scar of some? He needs a scar. He needs all kinds of stuff. He needs little scruff. He needs. This guy's way too clean right now. He just does not look like that kind of a dude. I don't think he cares much about hygiene. Although maybe since she's the captain, maybe she makes them be more hygienic. I mean, we're much smarter about that than the dudes were in those days. Collar doesn't make sense. I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking with that. I mean, he could have a collar, but it wouldn't have been like a starched collar or anything like that. Means we're gonna actually get a little bit of sky punching in there. That's kind of fun. I like that. I like those little graphic designy moments. You know? Dig it. I can dig it. Oh my god. Kill you. I kill you. My bad. Let's see. So, still gonna do a scar, but let's give him something there. Crazier one there. Who knows what kind of shit these guys have gone through, right? And then a little bit of dimension. Oh, I wanted to give him like a flavor saver. Maybe that's what he's doing. He had something saved on there. And he's like, yeah, now's a good time. Word. Alright. I don't really feel the need to go tighter on his face than that, so let's move on to the other dude's face. And then we'll get into the figures a bit more. Time is at 9:02. Yeah, we got time. Got like an hour still. All right, where initially I had that captain dude over more, so that guy was looking at him. Yeah, oh, it's a big change, right? Yeah, I like it more too. And I wanted to see also, like, hey, can I get the feeling that I want that he's like not doing so good without like being really overt in his posing, right? So that was sort of part of the challenge for myself. So I'm glad that you're digging it, man. Thank you. But now this dude is gonna need to be looking a little more to the right, but I don't know if I want to change his head angle or just change his acting a bit. Like, you know, eye lines, yay, eye lines, because he can still be looking to the right. I gotta see where he's gotta be looking. I don't want to try and guess that. Yeah, that works. I'm okay with that. Cool. Problem solved. I'm just trying to think of like what I want his features to be. Like pointier, you know? I do want to give him like kind of a broad nose. It's probably been busted a few times, but kind of pointier at the tip. He's got this sort of ratty look to him that I kind of dig. Maybe he'll have a little bit lighter hair. Not like super light, but I think a little lighter. All right, man. You have a good night, brother. I know how that goes. Back at it in the morning. Let's give him smaller eyebrows, though. I don't want to just be like, all pirates have big, bushy eyebrows. He's gonna be one of those dudes that has, like, kind of small, weird eyebrows. Cool, dude. We'll catch you in the morning, my friend. I think I might. I can have kind of lighter hair, but I might also give him like maybe darker skin than that dude. Or we could just make him kind of pasty, which would be kind of fun too. Thank you, Shadow Walk. Thank you. Little by little, right? Just Gotta keep making the choices. Hope we don't fuck it up along the way. But it's probably not like beyond repair, right? Or is it a traditional piece and you can't fix it? Oh. I mean, yeah, sometimes it gets to the point where you're just like, you know what, I'd be better off redoing this whole thing because it would take too long to fix. I've had those. Oh, yeah, I've done that too. We've all been there. We go to erase something and it erases way the fuck more than what we wanted. We're like, shit, was I on the wrong layer that whole time? Click it on and off and then you're like, fuck. Yeah. That's cool. Centaurs are fun. Boo, we're out of scotch. I mean, granted, I have the bottle here, but I don't actually need to pour anymore. So I won't. Whoops. Alright, I'm trying to figure out this guy's like silhouette here. What kind of shape I want his face to have. I kind of want it a little more sunken in. Maybe he's got kind of bigger ears there. I know that there's a lot of weird shit with, technically they'd kind of have two of most things. I mean, they'd have two hearts, right? They'd have two stomachs. Unless horses, do horses have two stomachs already? Or do they only have one? I don't remember. They'd have all kinds of lung capacity. I think horses have multiple stomachs. I'm pretty sure. Not as many as cows have, but I'm pretty sure they have multiple. But I could be wrong. Right, I was reading about those, what is it, the Bahau? But the Bahau people, the sea nomads out of Indonesia. After like 1,000 years of being sea nomads, they have developed larger spleens, which I had no idea that the spleen was involved in like oxygen usage in the blood, and like the body in general, how well your body can utilize oxygen. So that's why those people can free dive like sometimes more than 200 feet down, and they can hold their breath for up to 13 minutes. That is insane. All because they have these like larger spleens that they've developed over 1,000 years of that lifestyle. And they found that even some of the members that are not divers also have those large spleens, which tells them it's just something evolutionary in their system. 13 minutes. I can't, like, holy crap. Can you imagine just being able to hold your breath for 13 minutes underwater and just fucking swimming around? Wild, amazing world out there, I tell you. He needs to be missing a tooth, because, you know, he looks like he'd be missing a tooth. Yes. Yes, mermaids are a thing of the future. No, this guy definitely, let me make sure we don't have it on anybody else. He's got a little, but not the same. This guy needs a smarmy little stash thing going on. He just looks like a kind of a smarmy dude. We're really playing up his like ratty features. And he is totally gonna have a crooked nose. He's got to. That thing has been busted and was not set properly. what happens when you talk shit to the wrong person, bruh. Stick your ratty nose all up in their business. They don't like it. Give him some lighter. Let's go a little more. Again, we can work monochrome, but we can play with saturation, right? So we can still, even on this guy, allude to that kind of ruddy complexion that he might have. He's facing the light more directly, so we definitely gotta kind of play up some of that, I think. Gonna be a lot of fun like edges to play with in here. You know, just looking at where like his chin and this guy's cheek meet, and so just being able to play with like this, I mean, one of my favorite things is simultaneous contrast, right, where we get the same value but different color, or in this case just different level of saturation to separate forms, right? And it's a really effective way to get some non-busy detail in there, right? So we don't have to sit there and do all these minuscule like value changes that would probably end up just fucking up our value grouping at some point, right? Instead, we can just nudge those temperatures around and nudge those colors around a little bit and stay true to the value grouping that we set up. That stuff's fun. Shit, fun. Stuff that we artists live for. This guy's fun. Fun little character lock up there. Alright, let's figure out some of these little details. They don't have to be like really detailed, right? We just need it to be accurate. So he's got his seams there. Debating if I want him to be holding something. No, I don't think so. I think that would get a little too busy. I was gonna say maybe he's kind of casually holding a, you know, little knife or something, but I just feel like that would get a little too much. His arm on some of that rope. He does need a ring of some kind, just because. Why not? Chilling here, arms crossed. Right. Yo, Vistra, what's up, dude? How you doing? We're, you know, painting our pirates here. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you could make it here. Just figuring out some of these details so that we can proceed to paint. Debating if I want him to have one of those billowy shirts or something else. Maybe not quite so billowy. This is where we're at on this piece so far. I'm taking a break from all the rope. Painting up some of our dudes. Actually, that kind of might help a little bit, being pulled out there some. It's probably a little harder for you guys to see, but sometimes it helps me just keep, you know, a better eye on where everything is going. The hard part sometimes when you zoom in on everything is then you just kind of start to render, and even if that's not necessarily what you want to do. Right, we get all myopic with stuff when we zoom in on it. Some of that light in. We got these like leather wraps on his wrist. Got his leather vest here. Although it doesn't have to be leather. But we're making it leather. It should probably actually be like wool or something. Whatever. As leather it is. Because why not? adding some punch to the collar just to separate a little bit from his skin tone there. Five. Hello, welcome. How is it going? I'm just painting pirates here. Damn, I feel like I played with the saturation on them, and I feel like I should do that on her too. But she's so rendered that I'm very hesitant to do that at this juncture. I mean, we could airbrush some saturation and it wouldn't be a problem. Maybe we'll do that real quick. Little tiny airbrush. Too tiny, too big. I know that'll be too big. Have to bring some of the highlights back in. It just looked weird because all of a sudden she looked grayscale, right? Because I kind of wasn't thinking when I was painting her up that it's like, oh wait, I can play with the saturation. Like, I'm keeping this monochrome right now, but that doesn't mean that it has to be grayscale, right? It's not grayscale. We're just working with essentially one color, but not one value and not one level of saturation. So, and the fun part is we can get a certain sense of color just with that saturation, right? Just modulating the saturation a little bit. So that's fun. Right, so even when you look at the difference between just her and that Canon, and the Canon looks very cool, right? And it's simply because we went way more toward the gray. I feel like a little more color is on my screen than what's being picked up in the stream. So you guys might have to really see what I'm talking about. Did something freeze? I'm still going, but I feel like why is the iPad not moving? Hang on. We're gonna restart. Yeah. And I'm still moving on camera, but the stuff on my iPad is not moving. Hang on. We're gonna, it's a power mirror. Let me just restart a power really quick. And we will come back. Hello, A power. Whoa. Bear with me here. We got this. We got this. Boom. Boom. Alright. Alright, so, as I was saying, the difference between the Canon, right? Oh, raid. Is just more desaturated. It52, what's up? IT52. How's it going? Welcome, raiders. We are painting up our pirate folks little by little. And I was simply remarking on the fact that though we're working monochrome, it doesn't mean we can't play with saturation, right? And get more variety of saturation going. Hello, my friends. Hello. IT52, how was your stream? Was it productive? Was it fun? Did you do fun stuff? I'm feeling like they need some. These two dudes on the left need some dark accents. Because even though they're closer than she is, they're lower contrast, which is fine to a degree, I think. Silver Tongue, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't want them to be distracting, but I feel like they do need some dark accents. What's interesting is that even though that dude up front has that dark armband, when the accent darks, right, where you're getting the true light occlusion happening, when those aren't as dark, the lighting key reads differently, right? So it's a good idea to get some of those dark accents in there. And that kind of sits him closer in the same space as her, right? So otherwise we have all this really light, these light shadows, right? Shadows that should be darker, but aren't. And that's not good. Welcome back, IT52. Double raid. Double IT raid. Oh, that's too bad. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How was your stream, dude? Was it a good stream? Did you get stuff done? Right on. Productive streams are nice. I like them. What we might do, we're gonna cool that way off so that we can really play that against the warmth in his nose, right? So we're going almost gray, and look how like almost green this gray looks next to that warmth of his nose, which isn't even that warm, right? This is the fun part when we get into the monochrome shit, is just being able to play with that stuff and see how much we can get away with just through using so little. Right? To me, this stuff teaches us more about color than a full color palette ever will. Right? Because we're already getting a sense of color variety in here. And we're not even fucking doing that much. So just think like how little color we actually have to add into this to get it to feel essentially full color, right? You can get away with so much. And this is to me, this is like the really fun shit in art. And this is when I think we get into actually like designing color palettes and you know, doing stuff like that goes beyond just, you know, rendering a photo or something like that, which is good practice, and I have done a lot of that. You know, but when we're looking to elevate stuff, then we need to move beyond it, right? Oh, damn. Yeah, that's... Oh, nice. What were you doing on stream tonight? I do have a Discord. Here. Join the Discord. Post away. Oh. Our Discord is pretty chill. But, you know, it was a good place if you want to just share your art or anything else, or if you want art feedback. I always love giving feedback in the crit section. You know, one of the things I've found is that critiquing is a great way for everyone to learn, right? It was one of the things I really enjoyed about teaching was just how much I learned just from the critiques, right? It helped me communicate. It helped me to learn to communicate better about art. And also helped me to kind of understand my own process a bit more. It was a very good experience. Sweet. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Dude, that's got that nice, it's like kind of an old school style. Right? A little bit of Crumb, a little bit of Mad Magazine vibe. I dig it. I dig it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming along here. We've made some good progress. I wish Procreate had a thing like Photoshop, you know, where you can step back to like when you opened up the file that day. I'll have to start doing something, maybe just like saving a version of it on a layer, just so I can kind of see where we like started. But we can at least zoom through that. And I think last stream we ended somewhere right around there, I'm pretty sure. And then I think Tuesday, or maybe might have been last night, maybe, I rendered out her and the naval captain. Oh, and I guess I'd sort of hinted at that stuff. So this is where we started today. Was right about here. Right. That's where we started at, and then we finessed that damn cannon. Ugh, that thing was annoying as shit. And then we painted a bunch of rope. Rope. More rope. And then we painted up our dudes on the side there, on the left. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Yes it is. Really? Why is it gonna... No, this is for me. This is for me. I wish someone would pay me to do stuff like this, but I don't know anyone that is as into the golden age of illustration, meaning client-wise. I know plenty of people that are just as into it as I am. They're just not paying clients. Yeah, no, I'd love to do this kind of stuff for, and you know, and the hard part is like I know that I could do. Obviously, I could do book covers, right? And I would love to do book covers at some point. The problem is they don't. They just don't pay as much as advertising does. And with advertising, you get kind of spoiled with some of the budgets that they have, you know? But at a certain point, it's like, well, if you want to do anything else, well, you're gonna have to then branch out and just say, okay, you know what? Whatever. So they're not gonna pay me as much, but hey, if you're having more fun doing it, you know, sometimes that can be worth it. But I work full time right now, so right, I'm in-house. Well, working out of home, but in-house. So and now definitely not the time to give up a full-time gig, is it? No. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows though? Maybe I'll get lucky and one of our clients will be like, "Hey, can you do like a Howard Pyle, Dean Cornwell style illustration for us?" Why, yes, we can. Remember that dude has a ring on. So I'm trying to get rid of some of the stuff that kind of reads as line work right now. I don't want that in there. It'll tend to flatten things out after a certain point. And that is not what we want. We want form and dimension. Oh yes, Jay-Z is a badass artist. It really, really just came down to timing, which was not your fault, Jay-Z, obviously. It was just the world was like, here, guys, have a pandemic. So and I mean, not just that, but it was like I was really trying to like get everything situated to bring Jay-Z on full time. And then the pandemic hits and hiring freeze. Shit. Terrible, terrible timing. Yeah, I'm glad we've at least been able to give you some work lately. That's a good thing. Yeah, I feel like most places are still kind of like hiring freeze across the board, unless it's like very specific like positions that they need, right? Because everyone's having to like switch things up and do things in a different way. So all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, we need this kind of department. We don't have that. Right. So that's kind of where the hiring freezes have not happened. I like that hand, but there is something, it looks broken. So let's figure this out. That's why I think. Sometimes it's also a matter of like when things are kind of cropped, you know, or like blocked, then it'll make stuff look a little weird and we can't see some of the key elements. But I think it's mostly right around that wrist. So it's nothing major, I don't think. I think it was it's also probably oh, what's that? Maybe just the way that the wrap is actually the angle, I think, is throwing that off. Yeah, I think that was it. But I don't want it to be too different. But that looks like. Looks like it solved it pretty good. Word. All right. Well. Inferiority complex. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. Since I do need to kind of be on top of things tomorrow, I shouldn't stay up too late doing this stuff. But I think we made good progress, right? Painted up some rope stuff. Painted up those two dudes. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that progress. I know I'm starting to fade a bit, but let's see if there's, someone to raid here. Ooh, let's raid Reagan Lodge. We haven't raided him in a while, and I dig his stuff. He's always got his cool comic shit going on. So let's raid Reagan. All right. So hang out for the raid. Give Reagan some love, and then y'all can bail if you want. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for hanging out with me, painting pirates. Always a good time. And I'll see y'all Monday, right? Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. More of this stuff. All right, guys. Peace.